Hi everyone. So it's actually Tuesday morning when the mail is actually open. UPS was open yesterday. I could have technically taken my one UPS box that I had then to UPS, but it's okay. I had the time to ship it, hopefully. So, um let's see here. I have 6 more going out. I know I've done 2 shipping videos over the weekend. The first one was 19 orders from Saturday morning to Sunday night. Then I did one Sunday night or Monday, and that was 11 orders. And then now I have 6 more going out from last night. So let's go through these. My voice is still really iffy. Not fun, not fun. So, this first one is a lens that my son had given me on consignment, so we'll split this in the end. It's $110.75 shipped for a lens that is untested for parts only. If this would have worked, or we would have wanted to say yes it works or had some way to test it, I mean, it could have been a lot more. So I'm sure this is a reseller who, you know, knows what they're doing or something. We just buy stuff that we can flip, and I never did ask my son how much he spent on this. I don't know if he put it on here. Let me see. Where is that lens? I'm looking here. He did not put what he paid for it, so I don't know. I'll have to ask him just out of curiosity, because that is a good flip. Okay. I'm going to print him off, a copy of everything, and that way I have mine and I don't forget to pay him for this. We have the spreadsheet as a backup, so ultimately if something's missing off the spreadsheet and I can't show in my notes, I put payment notes. I have a column that says date paid and notes, so I have, column notes on there, so we have a system to make sure that he's getting paid for everything, but still, just in case. Okay, so I am going to tape this shut. And I'm going to mark it out, especially since it says lens on it. That would not be good. I'm so happy I got my garage clean. I mean, I have tons of open space in there. I can walk in and get my stuff. That's how it is most of the time. That's how it has to be, because you just can't handle, upwards of, 15, 20 orders a day. Even that's pretty small fry compared to many people. But you can't do that, plus get your listing done, plus do the paperwork involved, plus have any kind of a life at all if things are not organized. So I'm disappointed. We were going to go to Denver. That was my reward for working like a crazy person lately, and being sick and everything. But there's like a foot of snow coming through the Front Range, what's called the Front Range. It's near Fort Collins, Colorado, and then into Denver. So there's just a foot of snow coming to Denver. Denver does pretty well with snow. It's not like we couldn't get around, but they do have late starts at school and things. And then I've had the Goodwill bins, not open on time. And so to go there and, try, we're just not going to. And then for me especially, I don't know if I can get out of the mountains or back and forth. So if I was going to go, I would have had to leave all of a sudden by like 4 o'clock today. I would have had to scramble, pack a suitcase, get going, and go a day early, which is a whole nother day of not shipping or having my husband help me ship over the phone, which we do. We both have our computers open, and I just walk him through the screen and have him read the package twice, and it works. It works for us. It's a great backup. We had to do that at least once when I was helping my mom, and so we have a system, and I have that as a backup and stuff. But it just, that's a lot of days of kind of intermittently listing too. I can take stuff to list, and obviously I'm shopping if I'm up there, and I've had to do that before. I've either gotten stuck or just knew that I needed to be in a bigger area. I was so low on inventory at times that I would just go up there, shop for like 7 or 8 hours, and then I would list it that night. And I've done that before. I can do I can basically run my whole business from anywhere. I have a Verizon, oh, what is it called? It's like it's an internet box. I forgot the actually official name, but I have two internets just as a backup. My business doesn't seem large enough for that, but I do sell on Amazon and I do other things. So, I uh, have a, sorry, people are texting me. I have an internet box here, of course, at my home. Then we have one at our apartment in Laramie that I share with my daughter. And then we have, I have a travel internet box that can, work anywhere I'm at. So here, if this goes down, I have a second internet, which is great. I do use that once a year. The whole internet will go down or something. But mostly when I'm at hotels. Um, I don't think eBay is as risky as Amazon, but my son and I are both Amazon sellers, and my dad was. And so when we are traveling, we couldn't all go to a hotel. We felt like we were taking a big risk to all be on the same internet browser at the same time. None of us wanted to risk our accounts. Okay, so this is a pair of soft surrounding jeans. It's sold via promoted and no coupon. So on the lens also, there was no coupon or anything. They made me an offer. I took it, and that was it. So this is $15 plus shipping, $24.89. I've gotten, what, 5 or 6 items up this morning that my VA has done. There are a bunch more in my drafts, which just this week still makes me feel really nervous, like I'm going to lose those. But everyone on the group seems to be reporting on a group that I'm on. It's called the Reseller Nirvana group with Chris, Lynn, and Tech. You probably know Chris from YouTube. Tech is his partner on this group, and he has a much even bigger operation than even Chris does. And everybody on the group is saying, because people on there have huge businesses, and they're saying that, they have their hundreds of drafts back that they keep in there at all times, and they haven't seemed to lose any. So, I'm fine. The worst that would happen is I would have to, like, I have 15 in there right now. The worst that would happen is I would have to pay my VA another $15, $1 for each one, to go redo it. The pictures are already uploaded. Everything's great. So I decided, I can panic this morning or not. And so last night was my first 7 hours of sleep in 9 days. Let's see, this is Tuesday. I knew I was sick a little bit the previous Saturday. So yeah, in 9 days, it's I kept trying to sleep, kept trying to go back to bed, and I would get maximum like an hour at a time for the first 7 days. Then the last 2 or 3 days, I was able to get 2 at a time here and there. But yeah, last night I woke up once, so I mean it still wasn't a full 7, but it was fine, and I went right back to sleep. I missed cycling this morning. I really wanted to go try to start getting back in shape, but I feel like I have to wear 2 masks, first of all. And second of all, I still, at certain times during the day, even though my cough is much improved, I'm still just really, I just don't want to contaminate anybody, go touch all the weights, and we do weights on the, and I can wipe down the bike, I know, but still. Um, Plus, honestly, we didn't go to bed till about 11:30. If you happen to have caught my garage cleanup, and I continue to try to reorganize this office so that I can be productive. You saw where well, you didn't see, but I stayed up till 11:30 anyway, which is fine. I felt great, but I needed that 7 hours of sleep, so I woke up a little bit too late to go to cycling anyway. And I'm fine. I have to choose sleep and get better here so I can get my life back. Plus, at that point, I thought we were going to Denver, and I really needed the extra time. So even though that's not going to happen, so I'm going to go just try to make life passable here. I'm going to go up to the thrift here. They are, I've pulled some great stuff out of there over the years. I mean, even just in the last few months. But it's not very big. It'll take me like, 20 minutes. So it's not near the same as getting on the road and going to Denver. It also means that I'm going to have to stretch out the work that I have. you know, I was going to list like 35 or 40 today, but I need some for tomorrow. So I'm only going to list what the VA has done today just so they can get paid. And so I'll probably only list about 12 more or something from him. No, actually, he only did 13 the first day. So there would have been 17 total left, and I've done 3 or 4. So I have 15 more. So it'll be like a total of 17 today. I may do a couple hard goods, try to get to 20. But for the most part, then I've got to stretch the work I was going to do today. I have some good stuff. I have about 10 photoed, and so I wanted to finish those and have closer to 30 done today. But I think, depending on what I find up here, I don't find big numbers of things because it's just very low end stuff for the most part. But we do have very wealthy people who live here, and you can come out with any brand in the world because we have people who live on the golf course who that's their second or third or fourth home. And then we have people at a place called Brush Creek that come in and visit, but they're regulars, you know, they just stay there all the time, and that's a very high-end resort. So so it's possible I have found some very high-end brands there. So I found a Tory Burch dress there not like last week or something, and it won't sell for more than like 50, but it's still good. They get lots of CC Filson in here. I'm telling you, there's so much CC Filson in this community. I just, if I could get my hands on all that. You know, I found the Mackinac, 2 Mackinac jackets at one garage sale about 2 years ago. And I sold each of those for $300 and some dollars each. One took longer to sell. I don't know if it was the size or maybe it was the one that had more damage. I don't know. But that was like $600 at just one garage sale, and she had 10 a piece on them. And but that's been 2 years ago. I haven't garage sold locally a whole lot. I've been going to Cheyenne and Denver and things like that last summer. And but yeah, and then I found 2 pieces up here like about a month ago. They weren't Mackinac jackets. I sure wish. One was a hat. It only actually sold for under 20. I was surprised, you know, but because I just picked it up. I didn't even price check it. I'm like, that's good for my store, no matter what it's worth. And then there was just a, I don't even know if it was vented, but it was just a shirt, and I got like 59 bucks for it. But still, I'll do that all day long. But boy, just the amount of outdoor wear and Filson in this community. There's a lot of, you know, people who hunt and fish, and they spend every dime they have on that one pursuit in their life. And so, if you can get a hold of that gear and stuff, you're doing just fine. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren sweater. I put sweatshirt. We've been going back and forth in the group as far as how many people call a knit sweater still a sweatshirt in different parts of the country, so it's kind of strange. This I would consider a sweatshirt, but anyway, it is medium, cowl neck, pullover, preppy. Hopefully they don't return it because I said sweater instead of sweatshirt. I did not technically mean to do that. I either want both or just one in there. But anyway, my pictures should be good. I take lots of close pictures. They used promoted listings. They did not use a coupon. And it is $30 plus shipping at $42. I'm going to go ahead and get it out because it needs to go out today. So if I made a mistake, then they'll just return it. That is fine. But yeah, I guess eBay eventually may even combine the sweater and the sweatshirt category. To me, growing up in the Midwest, they are 2 totally distinctive things. A sweater has knit and you know, some kind of yarn base at some level, and a sweatshirt is more like a woven something. I don't know, that's just me. But to other people, there are many people even in our group who live in other places who just either interchangeably use them or use sweater for just all kinds of things. So that was an interesting discussion that we had one time in there. Tuesdays are great in the group. I mean, there are shows, and shouldn't call them shows, but there are classes, I guess you would call them. Not really podcasts. I don't know what we should call them. Discussion like things all day long with kind of a teacher who's better at that item, and those are all day long, 5 days a week. I guess there aren't too many on Saturday and Sunday, but today on Tuesday is when Tech does his big call with Chris, and they both are on there together once a week. at least. And so tonight's call could go 7 or 8 hours. I'm not kidding you whatsoever. And so I try to sleep in on Tuesdays a little bit anyway, or I go take a nap. Now, today, since I slept in till 7, I should not need a nap. And I don't always hang in there till midnight. A lot of times it gets into, you know, just stuff that I already know about and stuff. But the first 3, 4 hours of that call is just so good. It's where the teaching happens. I mean, where else can you sit under like the biggest used clothing seller on eBay? I mean, it's $34.99. I have nothing to do with their group. I mean, I'm like one of the peons on there, so believe me. Um, I'm just telling you though, it's opened my eyes to stuff I wasn't doing, and it's the best $34.99 I've ever spent toward my business. I mean, I am not kidding you. So if you but you got to be ready to listen, man. You're not going to like the advice. That's all I got to say. It's tough advice. You don't become a millionaire on there like they do, or you don't just get stuff running efficiently without a lot of pain and suffering. Like, you've got to undo everything you thought you knew in many ways. It's kind of crazy. All right, I got to print this off. This is the Disney Parks Darth Vader ears. It's like a helmet, and it's I've already got it wrapped, guys, sorry. But I showed it. I think I showed this in a haul because my son gave it to me and I was showing it. Anyway, it is before we wanted to get it listed before Halloween is what I'm trying to say, and it has like a insert in it so it sits on your head, and before Halloween they were going for over 150. Now we didn't get ours listed in time, and so we got 112.36 shipped because they did use my 28% off coupon, and it sold via promoted, and we just had to get it out of here. We didn't want to wait any longer. It's $50 for each of us, and he paid, I don't know, I think he said $3 for this at the Goodwill or something. It looks like this cheap black Mickey ear thing. It looks so cheap, but if you look closer at it, it is kind of a Darth Vader thing, and I think that's what makes it kind of collectible. So yeah, I have no idea. Okay, this is 13, 13, 14. I've got that in there. It's going to California, and I am going to put signature on this. Ooh, I guess I'm going back to UPS. I'm not going to ship it that way. It's just the dimensions. Okay, so let me go down here and do that. And, okay, here we go. So I'm going to get this out of here. I was hoping I only had to go back to the post office. I sent my husband with all of the other mail from the other days that we've done because it was here in the hallway, and I wanted the mail people to be able to get started. Our mail, closes by 3 to everybody. You know, if I went at like 2:40, they would do it if it was like once in a very great while. But if I showed up with this much mail at 2:40 or even after 2:30, they wouldn't get miffed, but it'd be hard on them. And I'm trying to work with them and keep my, keep my friendship, whatever you want to call it, with them. And so I try to go by 1. That is really my goal, is to get it to them by 1, because they're trying to get out of there, and it is a huge amount of mail sometimes. So, but I'll have to go back to UPS too. It's fine. I'll just run back in there. I sent my husband to UPS already, is what I'm saying. He's such a kind-hearted soul. I'm just blessed. That's like what he does for the business, is just like all this, move this, take this, help me carry that. That's kind of his role in the business. Someday when he retires, who knows, he might list. Now, when Amazon was a different ball game and Amazon was a different thing, he used to like actively list books on Amazon for me. And then when we were doing huge grocery shipments, he would put the 3 kinds of Spam together, or the 4 kinds of whatever together. So he has at different times done a lot of things. These are Rock Revival chopper pants. boy, check the Rock Revival men's pants, guys. They are still hot. This is my second pair of men's pants. I have a Rock Revival women's pants, which seems like it's only going to go for like 40 something. I have somebody right now wanting them for 35. I could, but I think they're definitely worth like upwards of 50 or 60. So I'm trying to eke out a little bit more from them. I probably should have taken the offer, you know. But anyway, these sold via promoted. They did not use my coupon, so it's $60 plus shipping, so $75.50. That's of course including taxes and things that they have. So I'm gonna package these up. See, I'm making a mess on my trash. I am so happy. If you haven't had a chance to go, what did I do with my tape? If you haven't had a chance to go look at my garage cleanup video, it is so nice in there now. It's just amazing. Take a look at it. It's so nice to get in there now. So that is done. And now, since I'm not going to Denver, at least, like, maybe by Friday I could go to Laramie and Cheyenne and still get some inventory. I don't know, because there's going to be all the massive cleanup, because Wyoming's going to get hit too. So I don't know if I can, but at best, the soonest I'll go anywhere is probably looking like Friday. So, you know, of course, that I'd much rather be shopping, but in truth, I need to stay home, get a little bit healthier with all this stuff, and then I really need to just clean off this whole area of my office. And so by Friday, it's going to feel really good. It's not going to feel good doing, you know, staying home in town. I mean, it'll be going on over 2 weeks by the time I actually get out of town, but that's okay. It is fine. I like to travel. I like to go places. I like to be on the road. I've always said I would be a good trucker. I just love to be in the car. I like eating out at diners. I'm a mess. I am a mess. I don't know where I got that from. My parents traveled some, but then when we were growing up, you know, they had pretty intense jobs, and we went once a year to Ohio on vacation, and then we took 2 weeks and just traveled the world then, as far as like Ohio, Michigan. But we didn't go overseas as kids. Our parents never could afford to take us. And then when I was 15, I did go overseas a lot because I was an exchange student, and maybe that's where some of it came from, or just those summer trips just made it so that I just love a good road trip. Maybe it's some, you know, looking back at those kind of things. But even if I'm by myself, I like a good road trip. Obviously, I would much rather have 10 people along for the ride, but who knows? Anyway, guys, that is the last 6 orders going out today. And I'm going to go, I don't know what video I might make later. It'll probably most likely just be a cleanup video because I don't have any new haul to do. Actually, I'm going down here now to the thrift down here. So if I find anything that's remotely interesting, I will get back on and do a mini haul. Okay, you guys, if I don't talk to you, I'll probably talk to you for a shipping video tomorrow if I can. Have a good day. Bye-bye.